Alright everybody, it's the Midnight Smith here. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today. Not 3D printing related, but more outdoor related. So recently I got some firewood. It's been a little cold here in the Texas area, and I realized I don't have a good way to store it. So today, you can see behind me, we got some cinder blocks here. We got some wood in front of us here, and we're going to make a real quick, real easy firewood storage rack. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the components that we have here, and then I'm going to show you real quick how we do it. If you do this right, just having the materials here, it's going to be probably less than 15 minutes worth of work. If you count running to the hardware store 2 or 3 times because you forgot a piece of wood or a cinder block, it might take you an hour. But let's get started. All right, so to start with, I have 2 2x4s that are about 8 feet in length, and they got to be 2x4s, not 2x6s. I'll explain that in a second. And then we have here, these are the they call them like landscaping wood for like gardens. You can see here they kind of have a flat surface, and then the edges are kind of rounded. I get these just because they're super robust. These are going to be our base. And then back here we have 3 cinder blocks. These are just your standard 8x8 by 16 long cinder blocks. And the reason that you need 2x4s is because the 2x4s will fit in the cinder block holes. 2x6s, unfortunately, are just a little too wide for this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what we're about to do. All right, so typically I'd get out the sawhorses and all that other stuff, but you've already got cinder blocks here, so you can use these. They're pretty easy. What we're gonna do is we're just basically gonna cut these 2x4s in half. So we're just gonna measure out here about 4 feet. I didn't even have a pencil, so I'm just gonna score it with a knife so I can kind of know where I'm supposed to cut. We're gonna do that with both of these 2x4s. So we'll go ahead and get the first one done and move on to the second. Of course, I got my battery operated. Skill saw here, so that makes it really convenient to just come over here, cut some things up. So I'm gonna go ahead and balance this, and we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Real quick and easy. And there you have it. 2 cuts makes it really simple. Now I'm going to show you a little bit close up on how we're going to stack these things. All right, I'm going to try and do this one-handed just so you can kind of see real quick. We're going to take one of the 2x4s. We're just going to go ahead and slide that in here into the post. We're going to do the same thing with the second one. Just grab that here, and we'll go ahead and slide that into this side of the post. What you want to do is you want to make sure that they're pretty stable, just sitting there, and then we're going to lock it in with those larger 8-foot long landscaping pieces of wood. So I'll show you up close how we do that. All right, I got the camera mounted in the tree, so hopefully the angle works out for you guys here. We're going to go ahead and put the other 2x4s in on this side and stack that. Stack this one, and then this is where we bring in the long 2x4s, or I guess the landscaping rods, whatever we want to call these. So we're just going to go ahead and kind of butt them up a little bit here. And now if you can see from this end, what I'm trying to do is use the outside edge here and just kind of snug up the landscaping rod to the 2x4 itself. And it looks like I probably have another, 6 inches on this side. I can move this one, or I can move the one back here. I think we'll just drag this whole thing back so we get as much room as possible. Now, I know it looks pretty wobbly right now, and it kind of is when you first start off, but once you start getting wood on here, it's going to push the weight down and just lock all of these things right straight together. All right, now as you can see, I've kind of pushed the landscaping wood right up into the 2x4s, and the 2x4 is right up to the cinder block itself here as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll stack a little bit of wood and see how this turns out. All right, and there we have it. A nice stack, a nice wood rack, super easy to do, less than 15 minutes to put together. A lot more time to stack the wood than to make the wood stack. All right, guys, this has been the Midnight Smith. I hope you've enjoyed this really simple tutorial. I'll see you on the next one. Catch you later.